So I just want to talk you through what I'm actually looking at here in your swim video. To start with, your body position is really very good. I would like to see your eyes looking down straight at the bottom of the pool because that would help a little bit in keeping your hips up a little bit higher. Um, the first really big issue that I see is that when you breathe, you're pushing down, which means you're not holding that leading arm extension like you would during the catch-up drill. Um, I also noticed that you're blading your hand on entry and typically crossing your center line a little bit and then pushing back out before you start pulling back. Here you can see where you're really pushing straight down with a straight arm versus pulling back. Here you can see you're breathing, but already trying to pull back, which isn't really putting you in a good strong position, and it isn't helping you stay long and tall in the water. You do have a good reach that you start with. I like that, but I would just like you to be able to start your catch from that position. There, again, you're breathing. Most of these places where I've got the still shots in here, it's where you're breathing, and it's kind of where your stroke is going wrong. You do tend to bend your arms. There again, you're breathing, so the arm is under you instead of out in front of you when you're breathing. And you've got good turnover, but if we could just combine that with holding that leading arm extension when you're breathing, you're going to be much more powerful in the water, and really at the end of the day, that's where your speed is going to come from. I'd like to see your elbows out a little bit more. Notice you kind of slip the elbow in closer to your body when you're pulling back versus keeping your elbows out more like chicken wings, just to give you a little bit more strength and power. There, that elbow's really tucked in next to your side. You start good, but then you just slip it through the water. Unfortunately, the sun is blocking the view a little bit. So here really is where you can see when you're blading your hand, how you're coming across that center line, which you're constantly having to fight to stay straight. In a pool, it's not that big of a deal, but once you get in the open water, it's going to tend to make you swim crooked. So it is something we have to address. Here you can also really see how with that right hand, a lot of times on entry, you'll push out. Typically when you're breathing, you tend to push out with the right hand. There we go. So you can also see how you push down and pick your head up a little bit. There's that bladed hand entry that I'm talking about. With that left hand, you can see you're really coming across the center line here. I'd like to see you entering shoulder width. I think this is going to help you swim a lot straighter once you get in the open water. So catch-up drill is definitely on tap for you. Here you can just see, the crossover and the position, the head position. I'd like to see a little lower in the water to help keep your hips up higher. Here you're doing catch-up drill, and it corrects a lot or helps a lot.